Marjorie, I'm kind of bored. Could you tell me a story?
Sure, Wesley. How about the story of Joseph and his brothers from the Old Testament?
So there was once a young boy named Joseph, and he was special because he had these dreams. And one day he told his brothers one of the dreams that he had, and in this particular dream, he said that he saw the moon and the stars bow down to him. And when he told his brothers that dream, well, you can only imagine what they thought. Well, yeah, I mean, I think that it probably sounded like he had some kind of a, narcissistic sort of like superiority complex, to think that like the whole world was going to bow down to him. They were probably pretty annoyed. They were annoyed. And so later, a while later, Joseph's father sent him with a picnic to go and bring to his older brothers. They were off in a field taking care of some sheep. And when they saw Joseph coming, they made a terrible plan. They decided that they were going to kill him. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. That's pretty harsh.
Well, it certainly is. Luckily, they didn't actually do it because one of the brothers said, that is too wicked of a thing to do. Instead, why don't we dig a big pit and put Joseph in it?
Well, I mean, that's not much better.
No, it isn't much better, but that's what they did. And then, not too long after, some people came. They were called Midianites, and they were traders. They were bringing spices and cloth and things to sell in Egypt. And when they saw Joseph in the pit, they said they'd like to buy him as a slave, and they would sell him in Egypt. So Joseph's brothers sold Joseph. But then they had to think up a story to tell their father.
So what'd they tell the dad?
Well, they told Joseph's father, their own father, that actually what had happened is that Joseph had been eaten by a lion. And to make it more believable, they took Joseph's coat and they dipped it into some blood of a goat, and they showed their father the coat. And when he saw it, he was just so sad, of course. It was a very wicked thing to do,
I should say.
So Joseph, meanwhile, had been sold. And he was sold to a house of a man named Potiphar. And Potiphar was high up in the Egyptian government. And when he saw Joseph and he gave him responsibilities, he realized that Joseph was a very capable young man. And in fact, things started to go well for Joseph. He was put in charge of all the household, and Potiphar trusted him with everything, and everything was looking pretty good until Potiphar's wife.
What was the problem with Potiphar's wife?
Well, she kind of fell in love with Joseph. She kind of had a big crush on him, and she wanted Joseph to kiss her, stuff like that. But of course, Joseph didn't want to do that because Potiphar and his wife were married, and she wasn't supposed to be kissing anybody except for her husband.
Absolutely.
Well, one day, Potiphar's wife trapped Joseph and made it look as though he had kissed her.
That's terrible. So he was innocent, but then she made him look guilty.
Exactly. And when Potiphar heard the story, he was very angry with Joseph, and he put him in jail in the Pharaoh's prison.
Oh, I hate that. I hate it when an innocent person gets framed, gets made to take the blame when they actually haven't done anything.
Yeah, I hate that too. So, oh my goodness, you know what? I can see what time it is. I think we might have to split this Wesley show into 2 parts. this might have to be part 1, and then we might have to do another show that's part 2. So you mean we're gonna leave Joseph in prison and everybody's gonna have to wait to see what happens? Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna have to just hope that it works out okay for Joseph, even though for now, he's in prison.